welcome to Reality Hour. I am Adam Samuel. Today we are talking about the final week of Judge Cuts of America's Got Talent Season 14. Joining me today for this podcast is my co-host Eric. How are you doing today, Eric?
I'm doing good. How are you? This was a much more bearable episode than I thought it would be, and that's mostly because I fast-forwarded for all the Jay Leno parts. So
I mentioned this to Eric in the pre-podcast little segment. It wasn't awful, which is a rare thing that I say recently. Eric, the word choice was right. It was bearable. I actually kind of enjoyed it a little bit. There was no cut results that really got me that annoyed.
yeah,
Which I think was the biggest thing for me that kind of made it more enjoyable. But what did you think about the episode as a whole? Any general thoughts?
well, no general thoughts other than I hate Jay Leno. He's terrible. And a few seconds of him I saw were terrible, as I expected. And yeah, that's basically it. For me, there were two standouts of this episode, personally, and neither of them got the golden buzzer.
I thought there were a couple of standouts. No one was kind of like an A plus or anywhere near an A, but there was like one or two Bs and B pluses.
There was one A plus.
I don't know if I would give an A plus. A B plus for me. The best was.
An A plus.
All right, well, we'll talk about it all. But you mentioned Jay Leno. So Jay Leno was our final guest judge of the season. And how do you think he did compared to the other ones we've had this season so far?
Well, I'm biased, but I hated him.
Why do you hate him? You've gone on in the past that you're not a fan of Jay Leno. Can you explain?
Because he's just an asshole. I mean, for one thing, like he said, the story is, if you can Google the 2009 Tonight Show transition fiasco, he basically told Conan O'Brien in 2005, 5 years from now, the Tonight Show is yours. And then Conan had the Tonight Show for 9 months, and Jay Leno does not leave. Jay Leno takes a 10 p.m. show, bombs that show, and because Conan has a crappy lead-in now on Jay Leno, Conan's ratings suffer. NBC doesn't give enough time, and then they fire Conan and bring back Jay Leno, what Jay Leno is happy to do.
Is that the whole Team Coco stuff?
That's most of it. He also did something similar to David Letterman in the 90s. So Jay Leno's just a sleazeball. I really just don't like him, and he's also not funny. And more importantly, he didn't pick the worst golden buzzer of the season, but he sure as hell didn't pick the best.
Well, I'm not that familiar with Jay Leno, so I can't really form that much of an opinion. As a judge, though, I mean, he kind of was generic judge, like just saying pretty.
He's also very generic in general.
He just the best guest judge that America's Got Talent seems to love are just people who spout the same like 4 lines over and over. Like, it was outstanding, it was good, it was like there was no substance. They're just kind of a filler spot to kind of say words.
Mm-hmm.
But so we saw all the guest judges this season. Did you have a favorite from this round?
I had a least favorite. I don't know who my favorite would be.
All right. Well, one other thing that I kind of had for a general note is, weirdly, now that we've seen all of the judge cuts, and I'm looking back and I'm looking at all the performances that we've seen in the past, I feel like there's a part of this season that feels like an AGT Twilight Zone. I don't know if you kind of are getting the same feeling, but for me, every season I feel there's an expected archetype that always fills a spot. There's always a spot that goes to this act. And weirdly, we lost 2 of those archetypes in this round and in the judge cuts. One of them was the dog act. There's always been that dog act that kind of makes it through, the family dog act with like a lot of dogs, and the shadow dance act that we always, these are acts that we usually have, and we lost them this round. What do you make of this?
I mean, I would like, if there was a great shadow dance act, which there was, I hope they get the wild card. There wasn't a great dog act this year, so I'm not mad about the dog act thing. But the shadow dance act, we saw one, and they were really great. They were golden buzzer, and they should have made it through. That's about it.
I'm actually hearing some rumors about one of the wild cards. Have you heard anything yourself?
Nope. But we're save that for the after show.
All right, we will save that for a spoiler section, I guess. Would that be? Otherwise, another thing I wanted to point out that I often go on the America's Got Talent Reddit, and someone pointed out that I believe the ratio. I didn't fact check this, so correct me if I'm wrong. But is it true that there are 33 acts that we have going into the next round? Is that correct?
So far, yes.
So of them, according to this Reddit post, which I didn't fact check, but there are 17 of those are singers. Is that correct?
Oh my god, that's incredible if that's true, which it is true. It has to be true.
That's insane. That seems like way higher. That's more than half.
Yeah, it's more than half. It's more than half. It's almost half of free. It's one less than half if the free wild cards don't go to singers.
Yeah, but if the wild cards do go to singers,
that is more than half.
That's insane.
Even if one wild card goes to singers, it's more than half.
What's going on here, Eric? Why is this happening? Why
I don't know.
We hear about how people talk endlessly about like there's too many singing acts, and yet this season it seems like there's more than ever. Yep. Why is this happening? Any guesses?
Nope.
All right. Well, otherwise, let's get on to these contestants, shall we?
Let's go right ahead and let's plow through this episode.
All right. So first up, we have Dominguez. Poodles. Am I saying that right?
Probably not, but that's okay.
All right. Well, they are, like I said, they are our token dog act. And when I saw them on the lineup, I was like, that spot's definitely going to them. With every season, we get one of these. They always go to the semifinals usually. But we actually got them cut this round, which was surprising. But I don't feel bad losing them this round. I enjoyed their act. I thought it was cute, but I've seen it before. What about you? What did you think?
Exactly. I wrote, it's a dog act. I've seen a million dog acts. I liked it. I'm not mad I don't have to see it again.
Exactly. Like, I enjoyed it. I fully expected them to advance. But now that they haven't, I'm like, oh, this is possible. Like, we don't, like, it's not.
A dog act every year.
I was like, good on you, America's Got Talent. Like, you surprised me. That doesn't happen often.
Okay.
But they were adorable. The act was cute. Like I said, every season there's like it's like this is a bad analogy, but like it's like a witch and they're making a potion to try to make the perfect America's Got Talent act. There's got to be something cute, there's got to be kids, there's got to be a little bit of talent, there's got to be a story, and bam, that's kind of what this act is. And kind of almost all of the acts that are dance acts and kind of in the group stratosphere, I don't even know what the word is. The group, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm just trying to think of a good joke. Like, I'm trying to think, like, where would Jumbo Jump fit into that potion, for example?
They're not in that category. they're in the comedy category for, like, the serious acts.
Okay.
No jokes?
No jokes.
Right.
I'm trying, but I'm not a good joke writer, so.
All right, well, let's move on to DM Nation. Am I correct? We did not see their audition this season? Or did we?
I have no idea, but weren't they montaged?
I genuinely don't remember, but first of all,
I mean, for this round, were they montaged?
The thing is, some of these names of these group acts are kind of like DM Nation. Like there's
DM Nation.
Like my mind goes immediately to Twitter. Like I can imagine there's a different meaning for them, but that's what I think of, and that's like.
It's damnation is what it means.
That's even worse.
Oh well. Well, if you've looked at certain Twitter accounts lately, maybe it's not that much worse.
And like the things I sometimes see on Twitter nowadays, there's one thing that they said that was really, really sad and kind of made me a little upset. They say they get this little intro package and they're getting interviewed by the judges, and they say they want to be the first girl group to make the finals. They don't even say they want to be the first girl group to win. Like, they didn't even, like, what? Why did they only set the bar so low for themselves? Like, why can't they, shoot a little higher? What do you think?
I They're great, but they lack anything that will make them truly stand out, and I'm not shocked they got cut.
The thing is, I feel like this is a problem more with America's Got Talent than kind of their talent in general. They are a talented group.
Yeah, they're great.
But the thing is, I also say, like, for a dance act to win, which I don't think has ever happened on America's Got Talent, they kind of expect a personality. But I feel like in general, dance acts don't need personality. Like they're usually,
shows they don't. But when you're up against lots of other acts that have personality, to get those you need personality.
I know, but I'm saying like in general, in the real world, like a dance act, which is kind of like there's some parts of America's Got Talent that I feel are backwards, and this is kind of one of those examples where it's a dance act. Like they don't need, in general in life, they're not an act that usually is in the forefront. They're usually a background act. And I don't understand why they kind of got knocked for that by Simon, but yeah, they're good, but they're just not a winning act on this show. They're in life maybe, but on America's Got Talent they don't have the special something that I feel people would vote for.
Okay.
Did you have any other thoughts on them?
So we're sliding into DM Nation.
Oh God. That could be the title for this episode.
I know. I was trying to come up with something with it.
All right. Well, unless you have any final thoughts, shall we move on to the next act?
Let's move on.
Let's talk about Ben Trigger. I remember this guy's audition. How it's pretty impossible to forget it. I don't even know how to describe this act.
I see it in my nightmares every night.
I don't know how to describe it. What is this act, Eric? Can you explain it to me?
It's almost a striptease act, kind of, sorta, ish, except not good and not well. That wouldn't be good either. But he did the exact same thing that he did in his first audition.
I will say, this dude has courage. Like to do that on a stage, like it's an act.
Yes, I wouldn't do that either. But yeah, sure, courage is a word.
It's an act that's pretty out there. Like I'm like, well, he's got more guts than I think a lot of people watching America's Got Talent would have. But I will say you kind of hit on the point that I was going to make, that it's kind of the same thing that we saw in the audition.
It's exactly the same thing.
Which kind of it's like we've said in the past. It's that bucket full of talent. Like he dumped it all out.
Well, he didn't have much talent. There was no talent in the bucket. It's just gimmicks in my bucket. Gimmicks and work for the janitors at AGT.
Yeah, he ends up hitting the golden buzzer and confetti comes that isn't actually for him. But yeah, gave the janitors some more work to do. But I'm okay that we lost in this round. I feel like we got what we were going to get out of this act.
There's no golden buzzer and live shows for him to hit, so he had to go home now.
It's a good ending for him. I feel like had he made it through, first of all, that would have been like an outrageous thing.
That would have been the one.
Like him making it through, exactly. He would be like that act. But I think we got our fill from previous acts. Yeah, so we lost Ben, and I think it's a solid ending for his run on the show. I think he can. He's leaving weirdly, like not on a high, but kind of like on an average. Like I feel like had he gone on, it only would have gotten worse for him. And I think here,
I mean, it was pretty damn wretched this round, but.
All right. Well, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Jordan Ravi. We see literally a couple of seconds of him singing. I feel like there's another song we have to add to the Kiss of Death on these shows. Ain't Nobody by Shaka Khan. Every time I see it, it's a producer does not want you to succeed song. There's nothing really to do. You can do with it.
Is your riff was Jordan Ravi?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. This was Nicholas Connors. I apologize. I looked at the wrong thing on my notes.
I was confused there for a second because I'm like, they're both montaged really quickly, so I didn't know.
Oh, well, it was Nicholas Connors. I'm sorry. I wrote down, though, of the seconds that we got of him, it was good. I mean, there's nothing you can really do with a song like this, but
I didn't see enough of it to actually form an opinion of it.
All right, well, that's fair. Let's move on, though, to the actual Jordan Ravi, who's performing High Hopes by Panic at the Disco, the latest hit. I feel like, though, for him, he was kind of a glorified montage.
Yeah.
But I would
uploaded to the AGT YouTube.
His whole segment is kind of a lead-in to the act after him, right? This was kind of like a segment where it's just all the singers, like they want to. I was almost a little confused why they didn't have the two comedians back to back, because that's kind of how the show runs. Like they like to do, oh, here's a magic segment, here's a comedy segment.
Yeah.
But what did you think about Jordan?
Decent voice, cute, not spectacular. Problem is the original version of the song is spectacular, so.
Yeah, it's kind of an epic song. Like it's one of those songs that it gives you adrenaline. It kind of like gives you that like hyped up.
Brendan Urie's voice is outstanding. His voice just didn't live up to it.
I don't know, but I wrote down he was good. Like I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him on American Idol next season. I feel like every season of America's Got Talent.
With my luck, we're gonna see him on Idol next season.
It wouldn't be that bad. I mean, he's not terrible.
Bad, but.
We've had it in the past. I mean, we've had Jenna Renee. We had Olivia.
Mara Justine.
We got
Nick Fradiani.
What? What?
Nick Fradiani, for Christ's sake.
Oh, of course. Wait, what was Olivia's last name? I totally forgot her. Come on, she was on the show. Come on.
I don't remember her.
She was with the 15th season. She went out top.
Oh, Olivia Rocks?
Olivia Rocks. That's what I was thinking.
Was she on AGT?
She was on AGT. I distinctly remember. But anyway.
Wow.
The point I'm getting at is we always see these retreads, so I would not be surprised if Jordan Ravi is one of them.
Okay, never would I.
And I will say also, at this point, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 acts into the episode, and not one of the ones that we've seen yet actually ends up advancing.
Or even gets shown on YouTube.
It's pretty nuts. But the first act that we kind of get all the stops pulled out, we get a full-blown montage, is who my phone decided to autocorrect to Beneficial. It's Benicio. Benicio. He is a 14-year-old singer. He appeared on one of those The Voice Kids variation.
Germany, I think.
And he's doing an original song. What did you think about Beneficial / Benicio?
He's got a really great voice, and the song was pretty great too. Best kid singer this year by a pretty sizable margin in my book. I'm excited to see more of him.
It's funny. Yesterday, I actually went to the movies, and I saw the movie yesterday. And when he started playing guitar, his original song, the intro kind of sounded like the Beatles Yesterday. But other than that, pretty solid song. I don't know. I don't like the cynical view that America's Got Talent has put me into, where I kind of have to ask myself, did he actually write the song? I don't know. Do you think this is an actually original song, or was it maybe handed to him?
A co-write, maybe? I don't know.
But for me, he's very talented.
Yeah.
Very good. Definitely deserving of a spot to advance. For me, though, I can't shake the feeling that I see him cut semis. Like, it comes down to two singers, him and Sophie Pecora, and I think she's going to get the one. She's the one who's going to go through. I think of those two singers, I think they're the ones that we are going to end up being comparing later down the line. I think Sophie's going to have the edge over him. Do you think so, maybe?
God, I hope not, because he's so much better than her.
He kind of reminds me of Sawyer Fredericks from The Voice. Are you familiar with him?
He looks kind of similar, but I don't really. I think
Sawyer
sounded a lot worse.
It's kind of like that soul folk genre, a little bit, but he's very good. I don't know how marketable he might be, kind of like after the show, but for this performance, he played it well. So okay. Good job to him. Any final thoughts on him?
Nope, I'm excited to see more. So.
All right. Very, very quickly, we get Victor Moiseev. I'm so sorry with these names. They're very hard to pronounce. I really apologize. It's the montage of the montage. This was also seconds. He does a weird kind of version of juggling where he kind of, instead of like throwing them into the air, they're attached to like wires, and he kind of just tosses them around. I mean, I thought it was a little impressive. What did you think?
Montage of Doom. Didn't
Montage
get to see
of Doom.
enough to judge it.
It claims another victim. We should have like an America's Got Talent, the champions, where it's all just the montage contestants.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine though if they have a montage?
America's Got Talent, the not champions.
All right, but anyway, it kind of leads us into, like I said, it's all packaged. Like they do like some intro contestants, and then it leads to the big act that they kind of are leading to. So for this segment, it's Marina Mazeppa, and I think I got that one right. She is. How would you describe this act, Eric?
I would describe it as ew. She's a contortionist. Like, do like an alien style routine. I watched about half of it. The other half I couldn't watch. I'm really not a fan of this type of act. It's creepy to me, but it isn't a talent. Like, I mean, I don't know.
It checks off that creepy, like that not creepy. It's not the word. It's the different kind of act that they like. It's something we haven't seen before, so it's exactly kind of what the producers would want for it. I found the act strange. It's this isn't the right word at all, but I'm going to end up saying it. It's like a glorified pole dance.
I was thinking the same thing, but I'm glad I didn't say it and you did.
So that was weird, but she seems like a lovely person. Also really cool. I loved her backstory about how she was a dancer, and then she kind of has like an edgy side, kind of like almost a little bit gothic. I like this kind of person. She seemed really cool. I enjoyed her, and she ended up advancing, and I think I would have put her through too, honestly.
I wouldn't, but I don't know who I'd swap her out for.
So. Exactly. That's the problem. I think she deserved it, honestly. She would have been, though, like 7th or 6th on my list, but she would have been.
She has a clear 6 or 7 for me as well.
All right. Well, I enjoyed her. I think she's gone first round.
Yeah.
She's I don't.
You kind of need people to be able to watch you in order to be able to vote for you. So.
Yeah. When people could vote for like a Cody Lee, like when you put these two people next to each other, there's one contestant that kind of just blows the other out of the water. I don't see her making it very far. I think she's a fodder act, a glorified fodder act.
Okay.
All right, well, let's talk about Charlotte Summers. We had a lot of young singers this episode. What was that, like 4? Am I correct?
Maybe.
But yeah, so I remember her audition. She is performing You Don't Own Me. What do you think about Charlotte, Eric?
First of all, I love this song. Charlotte is not old enough to pull it off. She doesn't have enough experience to pull it off. She has got a lot of potential. She's really great. She needs more time to grow.
Wasn't this the song from Suicide Squad?
I don't know. Maybe it was.
All right. Well, I'm going to agree with you. But there's some contestants that are ready younger, like at a young age. I don't think she's one of them. I agree with you. I think she's... I don't know. She's also another contestant I feel like in 2 years, if American Idol is hopefully still on the air, we might see on there. But
I don't like the other one. I'd like to see on Idol in 2 years after getting 2 more years of experience and training and stuff. Because I think she could be really good. She has potential.
All right. Well, I thought I would. She wasn't terrible. Like she's a talented
she wasn't
singer.
Terrible. She has a lot of potential, but the song wasn't perfect.
She for me would fall kind of in that 9, 8, 10 kind of bracket on my list of like the how I would rank them. So she just misses it, but I don't know. I think for better or worse, I think it's a good thing that we ended this journey because.
Oh, she made it through, I think.
Oh, she did?
I think she did.
Did I read the notes wrong? Yes, she did end up making it through. Wow.
Yeah, so, that was my thought too. My thought was I swore she was cut, and then I looked and she made it through. I'm like, what? Yeah.
it's just there are so many young singers. Like she's going to get lost in the shuffle. That's awkward. That's an awkward mistake. But anyway, yeah, I don't really know what more there is to say for her. What do you have any final thoughts?
I hope they give her some training and help shape her a little bit better. They won't, but be nice.
All right, well, let's talk about Callie Day, which for a moment when I saw the name on the list, I almost thought this was I thought this was a contestant from American Idol like a few years ago. I think there was a Hallie Day on American Idol like season 11. I don't remember. I think she was cut top 24. So for like a second I was like, "Oh, is that her?" And then I was like, "No, that's not her." I saw a picture. I was like, "Yeah, that's not her." But yeah, she is an old soul singer. What did you think about Callie Day?
Parts were good. It wasn't stellar. Parts were slightly off. And the thing is, like I said, for singers in this category, she needs to be mind-blowing in order to overcome being so old-fashioned. And she wasn't.
She seems, I wrote in my notes, seems like a lovely lady, but this is not an act that, first of all, it's not a winning act.
It's not.
Like, there's nowhere to go with an act like this. I don't like to say that, but it's just kind of how, first of all, the show and kind of the music marketing works. Like, the music industry, was more so. I feel like it's just, where would you go with a singer like this? So we lost her this round, and there were some people who were kind of a little bit upset, but for me, I'm okay that we lost her.
Me too.
But like I said, still very talented singer. But I feel like first of all, we've got some better singers this season, and I don't think she's capable of making finale.
Never do I.
All right, so like I said, now it is time for the magic segment of the show. So we get two acts really quickly. We get Zach and Stan, I think was their name. Yes, they are a comedy magician act, and very quick segment. We see a guy swallowing needles and pulling them out on a string. Pretty disgusting stuff, Eric.
I wrote ew. That's all I wrote.
And next up we have...
Thanks. Please, let's keep going.
SOS. Or is it SOS?
I don't know.
So he is the son of the act from a few seasons back, the quick changing act. I'm a little surprised, honestly, that we got him montaged. Were you surprised?
I mean, the final reveal, throwing the glitter on the board with the glue on it, pretty clever way to do a final reveal. Other than that, montage of doom. Sorry.
I agree. I don't like montages of doom. But I feel like I'm like what's that the Simpsons thing, like the headline, old man yells at like clouds, like it's just I'm just wasting my breath. Like that's what I feel like. There's so much potential for this round. I feel like you could do it so much better where everyone kind of gets like a 3-minute segment or maybe 4-minute segment and kind of just do it rapid fire like American Idol kind of does in those like first rounds. We're kind of just give everyone the same equal amount of time. First of all, it amps up the amount of like the suspense to the show because it's not so easy to discount like half of them. And I just feel it would make for a better show. But anyway, I'm an old man yelling at clouds. And next up we have Karawitha K, who I remember I enjoyed her audition. She's like, I think I called her like, she's a real life cartoon character. Like she's all personality. She's kind of very sassy. What did you think about Karawitha K, Eric?
Well, I loved her this round, mostly because she talked back to Jay Leno. But having said that, we knew she'd be a goner the second she talked back. So.
First of all, tangent time, but did Jay Leno look different to you? Like the last time I think I saw a picture of him, I was much younger. Like I don't remember seeing this guy. He looked a little worse for wear. Did you get that vibe, or was that just me? All right, well, anyway, Karawitha K, like I said, I enjoyed her, but first of all, there's one part of her segment where she starts like talking about Simon, like, oh, this one's for you, Simon, or something. Why do acts feel compelled to do this?
I
I
don't
feel like I
know.
know it, but I also don't like it. What do you think?
Well, it's obvious because he's the producer and he makes the decisions.
Yep. It's so funny. Like, what's the point of having a judging panel? We could just have Simon because he's obviously.
I'd be fine with that.
I would not be fine with that.
I know
I
you
would
wouldn't, but
I would be fine if it was only Howard Stern.
shut up.
I still believe he is the best judge on any of these shows ever.
Okay,
Honestly.
he's up there.
All right. Yeah, but this is another question. Like I said earlier, I hate that I have to ask myself it. Like it's not sure if she's bombing or it's the editing. What do you think it is?
It's the editing, or she's bombing, or both. I don't know.
I don't know. That's the thing. Like I don't because
I think it's both.
America's Got Talent, as much as they love having acts that kind of like flourish and have moments, they also love moments where a contestant completely folds on themselves and it kind of turns into a disaster. So I don't know if this is kind of more like them using the editing to kind of portray that moment or it's just actually her. I don't have an answer to that, so I don't really know what to really make of it. But I'm kind of sad we lost her. I get it, but I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Any final thoughts on Kara with a K? Or maybe we'll see her on American Idol. I wouldn't be upset with that.
Okay. Okay. Oh, Kara with a K.
Oh, Kara with a K. Let's talk about our Golden Buzzer act of the night, which was a bit later in the show, which was the first time we had that. And it's another name that I'm going to absolutely butcher, but I'm going to attempt it anyway. Imane Beisha. Bisha? Biasha? I have no idea. She is a 10-year-old opera singer. She's, I can guarantee she's been on another show, right? She's somewhere else.
Probably.
All right. So she is, yeah, an opera singer. What did you think about her?
Well, first of all, any girl that brings the stuffed unicorn to our end of a show is a winner in my book. Um, Having said that, we've seen so many opera singing children on this show. It's not my thing at all, and we know she's not going to win, or even make it to round two probably, or maybe she won't make the finale. So in my view, a waste of a golden buzzer from Jay Leno, who continues to disappoint us all.
It's funny. This episode actually had one act that I would maybe actually consider giving a golden buzzer to, kind of the judge cuts round. If I was, it would probably be someone from this episode, but it would not be Imane. I wrote good, not stellar, honestly.
Yeah.
Which I think kind of sums her up, but I don't know what it is, but they love like every season. There's that one young opera singer. Every
season.
They're trying to recreate the Jackie Evancho moment, and I think that's putting too much pressure on this poor girl. She's 10 years old, and kind of the show struck lightning when they got Jackie, and I feel like since then they just keep trying to get something like it, and no one can live up to what Jackie was at that time. So I feel like it's a disservice to the act. Do you kind of agree with me?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, basically. And I don't. Is it the show Struck Lightning a thing? Or do you mean like Struck Oil or Struck Gold?
Lightning struck with Jackie Evancho. Is that better?
That's better. The show Struck Lightning is funny though.
All right. So she would not have gotten your golden buzzer, Eric?
No.
All right. Well,
But I know who would.
let's move on to another Eric, only it's Eric Chen. He is Shin Lim 2.0, even though he really shouldn't want to be put in that bracket, but that's unfortunately what's going to happen. What did you think about Eric this round, Eric?
Well, if I had to give a golden buzzer to anyone this episode, it'd go to Eric. Having said that, I really, really, really wish he waited till next year or the year after to come on the show. Because if he did, he could have won the whole thing.
I think that's not fair. That's not fair to say because when you get on one of these shows, like that's not something you could push off. Like when the call comes, the call comes. You can't really.
I mean, yes, but it's not fair to him to be compared to Shinlim, but he's gonna be compared to Shinlim because Shinlim won twice last year. So he can't win, which sucks because he is really, really good. He's the best of the night, but it's unfortunately not going to matter.
For me, I would put him tied for first and second with the act that actually follows him. It would be between the two of them who I would give my golden buzzer to, honestly. I will say the one thing that I think was really smart, no cards. He didn't do Shin Lim's kind of signature was cards. And
No, Samuel Lim's signature was doing magic with music in the background.
true, that's also.
And that's
I think he's going to make finale, but I think he's probably going to finish fifth, honestly. I think he has a good shot of making it, but
I would not mind seeing him go that far. He's really, really good.
But I mean, the thing is, we had Grace Vanderwall and then Darcy Lynn went back to back, and they're kind of similar.
They're not similar. One is a singer, one's a ventriloquist.
Fair
They're
enough.
not two card magicians.
Which is a shame. I mean, he's a really
Two
talented.
close-up card magicians that both have music in the background and both do the same style of act. He's not going to win, which sucks, because if he waited 2 years, he could have.
Yeah, he's a very talented act. 100% deserves to advance. Tied for number 1 and 2 spot for me.
For me, it's clear number 1.
All right. Fair enough. Shall we move on to Voices of Service? All right, so Voices of Service, they are... I said in the audition, when we talked about their audition, that the female singer in this group might actually be my favorite singer of this season. And I'm actually going to stand by that comment still after this performance. They perform See You Again. They have a story all about kind of overcoming what unfortunately comes along with service in the military. And I love that lady's voice. She's really good. What did you think?
She's great. The guy on the far right was really great. It was pretty good. I wasn't blown away by it, honestly. Maybe with the song choice. But I enjoyed it enough. I'm happy they made it through. They were definitely in my top 3 of the night.
I would maybe give them my golden buzzer. Between them and Eric, it would be a close call for me.
No, they're my 3rd place act of the night.
I put them second, honestly. I really like them. They're really good.
Okay.
Do you think they've got a shot? For me, though,
No chance.
Semis
Probably, yeah.
Semis/bottom half of finale.
Yep.
All right. Let's move on to Jonathan Burns. I vaguely remember his audition. Do you?
Yep.
He's a weird contortion act, and he's also the only act of the night to actually end up getting a buzzer. And in this era of America's Got Talent, a buzzer is a death sentence. Am I correct?
Yes.
What did you think about Jonathan, really quickly?
I'm not sure if it was editing, but what they showed looked absolutely horrific.
Yeah. You never know because
you don't know.
It could be editing. It could be.
I don't know. It wasn't good.
Yeah, and not really much to say otherwise. So let's move on to Jackie Fabulous. Like I said, I'm a little surprised we didn't get her package kind of being with Jackie Kara with a K, kind of because, like I said, we were going singers, we were going comedy, magicians. I thought we were gonna do comedy also, but she is undeniably the better comedian of the two, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I was of the opinion that the producers kind of had in their mind, like, all right, it's going to be one of the two who's going to advance. And I feel like Jackie won, but she didn't make me laugh. She just didn't maybe bomb. What did you think?
Here's the thing is, she's better than both comedians last year were, but she doesn't make me laugh. Ryan Niemiller from earlier this season, my golden buzzer, made me laugh out loud. Jackie, I watched her, I smiled a little bit, I never laughed out loud. So
I think her whole shtick is that she does an impression of her mother, and that's like, I feel like that's the thing. Like that's the big get the laughs moments. And I don't know what it is about. It's very rare for comedy acts on America's Got Talent to actually make me laugh. Like
it's been rare for me lately too, but there are exceptions.
What do you think it is? Is it because they kind of have to play it down to kind of a PG level? Is it
No,
the time
that's not
constraint?
necessarily it. There are plenty of PG comedians I find funny, but it's just that they haven't found good comedians. And we're focusing on usually comedians that have like more of like a character or more of a story, as opposed to ones that actually tell funny jokes.
There have been some really great comedians, but like Tom Cotter, Taylor Williamson, who I shared a tweet, his finale performance, which is one of my favorite performances from America's Got Talent of all time. Did you check that performance out, Eric?
Of course I did. I watched it. It was really good.
Just the creativity of how there, for context for our viewers. It was a round
No,
where
don't give contact. They need to watch it.
yes, it was a reprise round for the first half of the finale, and he's a comedian, and he has to reprise his jokes, and he does a brilliant, like, for the hand that was dealt to him. I think he absolutely soared with it. But we're off topic. Jackie Fabulous, otherwise, like, I enjoyed her, but
How about Jackie Mediocre?
that's too hard. She's not terrible. She's just,
I didn't say terrible. I said mediocre. There's a big difference.
I don't know. But the thing is, I also thought Vicky Barbolak was not that funny, and she made finale.
Now she's bombing in other countries.
She is? What's Vicky been up to, Eric?
Well, I'm not gonna say it because it's a spoiler for another show we're gonna cover soon.
All right. So,
That's kind of a hint, but
that is our episode. Do you have any acts that you would maybe consider switching out, or are you happy with what we got?
I am fine with what we got. There's nothing I'm mad about. There's nothing I'm particularly happy about, except for like the free acts I liked.
I am content, which is a rare occurrence during these rounds of the show. Do you have any acts you've got hopes for to be a wild card?
Well, my obvious hope was for the shadow dancing act to be a wild card.
I'm hoping, but honestly,
Don't keep hoping. Keep hope alive.
wild cards on American
Never
Got
win.
Talent.
But we know they're not gonna win.
It's like getting a Christmas present and you open it and it's coal. Like it's always
not
act.
Cole. It's not Cole.
It's a fodder act.
No, it's McDonald's French fries because they'll be good for for like an hour, but then they'll expire.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's something that tastes great for an hour, and then after an hour, it becomes disgusting.
Wild cards are never meant to be acts that have an actual shot.
Yeah.
They're always like a montaged act. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it's Jonathan Burns. Like genuinely.
Oh God.
How many wild cards are we going to be getting this season?
3, because we're gonna be 3 weeks. No, 3 weeks of 12, and then yeah.
Have we ever had any wild cards of any success? I can think of one off the top of my head, and that's Stephen Brundage.
Oh, maybe.
But I mean, like a few years ago, we had Bello Knock, who I think was cut like the next round. They never make it through.
They never make the finale.
Yeah, but maybe this year will be different, Eric.
Maybe.
Maybe after being given soggy French fries for the 3rd year in a row, maybe we're gonna open it and there's gonna be Verba Shadow or the Young Dancers, or I don't even remember anyone else. I will say that I'm Adam Samuel. You can find me on Twitter at AdamSoapbox. I run my 2 websites, adamsoapbox.com and adamstvblog.com. Where can we find you, Eric?
EricAscher.com, Eric_Ascher on Twitter, EricAscher01 on YouTube.
All right, guys, this was fun. We will be back next week for the first live episode coverage.
Finally.
Thank God. It has been
It's been a slog.
3 months? How long has it been?
It's been since May.
Jesus Christ. That's insane. Like, I'm
Me too.
so happy. No more slow-mos. No more, like, everything.
Yay!
Peace.